Have you noticed that your morning often starts with the same unwelcome ritual? A persistent cough, a throat full of sticky mucus, and that nagging feeling that something is just stuck there. It's not exactly painful, but it's deeply uncomfortable. It lingers. And even after a warm drink or a few minutes of being upright, it still doesn't fully go away. For millions of older adults, this has quietly become a non-negotiable part of their daily routine. But here's the problem. It's rarely discussed. It is often dismissed as one of those normal parts of aging that you're just supposed to live with. And that is precisely why we are having this conversation today. You see, this kind of chronic mucus buildup often has very specific identifiable causes, and many of them are treatable. But most people don't know what those causes are. They try cough drops, allergy medications, or drink more water, yet nothing seems to change. That's why in this video, we are going to walk through the 5 most common medical reasons seniors deal with persistent mucus every single morning. These are not guesses. These are real explanations backed by science and clinical experience, explained in a way that makes sense without the complicated medical jargon. The 5 common causes of morning mucus. Reason. For 1. The shift in your sinuses, post-nasal drip. Let's start with the most common culprit, something that surprises a lot of people. Post-nasal drip. You might have heard the term, but you may not know how it directly connects to all that morning mucus. Here's the simple version. As we get older, the delicate lining inside our nose and sinuses goes through natural changes. This lining, called the mucosa, can become thinner and drier. At the same time, the tiny, hair-like structures inside your nose, called cilia, which are supposed to constantly sweep mucus towards the back of your throat to be swallowed, can slow down. They simply don't work as efficiently as they used to. So instead of moving smoothly and unnoticed, the mucus starts to pool and drip slowly down the back of your throat, especially while you sleep. Imagine that happening every single night. While you're lying down, gravity allows that mucus to collect. By morning, it's sitting there, thick, sticky, and irritating. That's why so many people wake up feeling like their throat is coated in something, forcing them to cough and clear it before they can even speak or sip their coffee. The frustrating part is that this isn't from being sick. It's not a cold. It doesn't come with a fever or body aches. It just hangs around, day after day. The smart solution. Hydration is key. Drinking a warm glass of water, perhaps with a little lemon and honey, first thing in the morning can help to thin and loosen that mucus. Elevate your head. Propping yourself up with an extra pillow or a wedge can use gravity to your advantage, helping to prevent mucus from pooling in your throat overnight. Consider a saline rinse. A gentle saline nasal spray or a neti pot can help to moisturize your nasal passages and clear out excess mucus before it has a chance to drip down. Reason number 2, the stealthy culprit, silent reflux. Now here's a reason that really surprises a lot of people. Your morning mucus might not be coming from your nose or your lungs at all. It could be coming from your stomach. There's a specific type of acid reflux called laryngopharyngeal reflux, LPR, often referred to as silent reflux. It gets this name because it doesn't cause the classic symptom of heartburn. You don't feel that burning in your chest, but your body still reacts. And one of its most common reactions is, you guessed it, producing protective mucus. Here's how it works. When you lie down at night, the muscular valve at the top of your stomach, the lower esophageal sphincter, LES, which weakens with age, may not close as tightly as it should. This allows a small amount of stomach acid and digestive enzymes to creep up into your throat. The lining of your throat and voice box is far more sensitive than your esophagus, so even a tiny amount of acid causes significant irritation. To protect itself from this acid burn, your body's natural defense mechanism kicks in. It produces a thick layer of mucus to coat the area and calm the irritation. This mucus builds up all night long, so when you wake up, it's sitting there, making you cough, clear your throat, and feel like something is stuck. The smart solution. Time your meals. Avoid eating within 3 hours of bedtime. This gives your stomach time to empty before you lie down. Identify trigger foods. Pay attention to whether acidic or spicy foods, caffeine or chocolate in the evening make your mornings worse. Elevate your bed. If possible, elevate the head of your bed by 4 to 6 inches. This makes it much harder for acid to travel uphill. Reason number 3, the invisible irritant, dry indoor air. Let's talk about something that's easy to overlook, but affects almost every older adult. The air inside your home. If your home's air is too dry, especially at night, your body starts to react. And one of the first ways it responds is by overproducing mucus. Here's why. As we age, the natural moisture in our nose, throat, and lungs decreases. Our mucous membranes get drier. When the air you breathe all night is also dry, which is common in rooms with central heating in the winter or air conditioning in the summer, it makes things much worse. Your body perceives that dryness as a threat. To protect your delicate airways from damage, it sends out more mucus to provide a lubricating barrier. But instead of helping, this extra mucus just builds up, making your throat feel sticky and your mornings full of coughing. A woman who had tried everything to fix her morning cough, different teas, cutting out dairy, new pillows, found relief within days of using a small humidifier her grandson gifted her. That's how powerful air quality can be. The smart solution: use a humidifier. Place a small cool mist humidifier in your bedroom at night. Aim for a humidity level between 30% and 50%, which is considered ideal by the Environmental Protection Agency. Stay hydrated. Drink a full glass of water right when you wake up to help rehydrate your system and thin the mucus. Introduce plants. Indoor plants like spider plants or peace lilies naturally release moisture into the air. Reason number 4, the hidden side effects of medications. Now, let's look at something many people don't consider: your medications. Yes, those very pills you take every day to manage blood pressure, allergies, or sleep might be quietly contributing to your morning mucus problem. This is not because they are bad medications, but because some of them have a very common side effect: dryness. Let's break it down. Certain classes of medications are known to have a drying effect on the body. Antihistamines, often used for allergies. Diuretics, also called water pills, used to treat high blood pressure. Certain blood pressure medications, including some beta blockers and ACE inhibitors, some antidepressants. These drugs reduce fluids in your body, which is helpful for certain conditions but not always great for your throat and nasal passages. Your mucus becomes thick and sticky instead of thin and slippery, making it much harder to clear in the morning. The tricky part is that when you've been on the same medication for a long time, it's easy to overlook its potential side effects. The smart solution: review your medications. Have a conversation with your doctor or pharmacist. Don't just mention the mucus. Explain when it happens and what it feels like. Ask a direct question. Specifically ask, could any of my current prescriptions be contributing to this dryness or mucus? Sometimes adjusting the dose or the time of day you take a medication can make a huge difference. Never stop or change a medication on your own. Reason number 5, the nighttime habits that trigger mucus. Sometimes the reason for your morning mucus isn't a medical condition. It's what's happening in your daily routine, especially at night. Many older adults have small habits that seem harmless, but can quietly lead to mucus building up overnight. Eating dinner too late. As we discussed with silent reflux, this is a big one. Lying down with a full stomach puts pressure on your esophageal valve, making it easier for irritants to creep up your throat. Sleeping completely flat. As we age, our digestive system and the structures in our throat change. For many, lying flat makes both post-nasal drip and silent reflux more likely. Bedroom allergens. Your bedroom could be harboring triggers: dust mites, pet dander, or mold spores in your pillows. Bedding or carpets can cause a low-grade allergic reaction all night long, leading your body to produce protective mucus. You don't need to make dramatic changes. Just start small. Try eating dinner a little earlier. Add a second pillow to create a gentle incline. Wash your bedding in hot water weekly to reduce allergens. These aren't big steps, but they are smart ones. If you've been starting your mornings with that same old routine, cough, clear, swallow, repeat, it's easy to think, well, I guess this is just how it is now. But just because something is common doesn't mean it's normal, and it definitely doesn't mean you have to live with it. The issues we talked about today, post-nasal drip, silent reflux, dry air, medication side effects, and nighttime habits are all real, physical causes of that daily mucus problem. And more importantly, each one has a way forward. You are not stuck. Your body is just asking for a little more support and a few thoughtful changes. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing from today's video that you are ready to try this week? Share it in the comments below. Your story might help someone else find relief too. Thank you for being here with me. If this video helped you, please give it a like, subscribe for more practical health guidance, and share it with someone who might need it. Until then, take good care of yourself. You deserve to feel comfortable and clear every single morning.